And so you want to have the prophetic. Oh, I'm all done up today. Yeah, I'm going out somewhere. But I thought I would just share some final thoughts with you. Or, not so final. I'll make another video. But prophecy is a God of love. And so there was a story prophecy told me that he's telling me right now about an ancient man called Bugaway that once saved the whole earth through prophecy. And that is possible, to save the whole earth through prophecy, and he did. He commanded the winds to blow over him, and the winds lifted his soul, and then his soul slightly raised the earth as he lifted. Because, listen, the prophet has the gift of being God. He has a gift where he communicates to God, and his gift is that he is aware of himself fully as God at that time. And so listen, the earth as well is a knowing being that is God. So when he lifted his soul, the earth as well lifted. And then when the earth lifted, it was known by God. God took thought about the earth, and his thought saved the earth. And so you as prophet, you have the potential to be a hero like him. And you can be, there's another story that prophecy is telling me now about Antael. Antael was a rabbit god, and he was not exactly saved God, but he was good. And he was a prophet. And the rabbit is actually the prophet's animal. The rabbit god Antael was the prophet. The rabbit, it has ears that position prophetically, and its back legs kind of lift it in a way that makes him very attuned to the prophecy. His ears are large, they're very expanded. His back legs position him in prophetic positions. It's the prophet's animal, the rabbit. And so Antael was hopping one day. He was a rabbit god, a great god of rabbits. He had great horns as a rabbit, and he had a great appearance, a rabbit god, in the times when there was god animals that roamed the earth. And he was a speaker. And he met another rabbit god called Baal, the El of Ba. Baal, the El of Ba is what I'm referring to. And if you're well versed in prophecy, you know what that is. So he meets Baal, and Baal, the rabbit god, has a great appearance. His face is shining, and he is communing with the great Jesus. And so Antael looks at him and he says, Baal, why are you always so great in your appearance, but me as Antael, I choose the humble? And Baal said, it's because Jesus is the exalted God, and you are the humble God because you're unsaved. And Antael said, well, if I am so humble, why do I have such a great appearance? And then his God appearance came out, and it was 5 times as beautiful as Baal. And he said, I have a great God appearance, even though I may choose a burning state, and I am a great God, even though I choose a state of humility and apparent humility. But in reality, the people that burn the most, that experience the worst lives, that experience the worst damnation, those are the people with the most beautiful God appearance. And Baal worshipped Antael, and he continued to commune with Jesus, and they both continued on their way. And those are prophetic stories that prophecy just then communicated to me, and that I then repeat out loud to you. So you understand, Baal and Antael is you. You are great rabbit gods. You're like them. Humans is like god animals in the earth. Their appearance that way. The great gods, when they were here on Gaia, For Gaia had great gods. Gaia, the earth, she had great gods that did live here, god animals and human gods, even titans and great gods that you have never seen, but that you know of, because they do continue, for Gaia's gods will never leave her. They continue with her through the ages, communing and saving her as they always did. And so, what were we talking about? So, you humans are like great gods upon Gaia. You are now her gods, the speaking animal gods that exist with her. You resemble gods. You speak, you think very clearly, your consciousness is above the animals. You're great gods, according to Gaia. You're her great creation of godlike animals that wander the earth and perform arguably great godlike acts, creating airplanes. Everything you do is godlike. Everything you do is that of a god, from working, raising children, heroically performing great acts upon the earth, from a kind act that you do for a stranger. You know, even the money that you exchange, great gods of having a lot of money, great gods of earning money, a lot or a little. Whatever you do, that is your expression of the prophet. That is your expression of God. And so keep in mind that you have the capability of saving Gaia now as her gods, and that you can be great upon the earth forever. You never leave the Gaia thought. Prophecy is saying all these things now. You never leave the Gaia thought. You are her gods. She remains with you in the universe. Her thought remains with you. Her gods remain with you. And you remain great heroes of Gaia from the moment that you set foot here upon the earth, upon Gaia, to the moment that you ascend to the highest God, as a hero. You know, you raised children well, you worked well, you earned so much money well, you know, worked hard, got a lot of things, got a lot of friends, got a lot of people, whatever. These are all godlike things to do, and they are all things that come from the Gaia thought, our great mother. And prophecy, my God, is saying now that he does know her, and he does know you, and he is the God of God. Prophecy, the God of Gaia, and the God of God that have walked upon this very earth where you walk, and has traveled in the universe to every planet that exists. And he's above the universe, and there's more than one universe, and he's above, you could say, the multiverse, more than one universe. And he is great, and he speaks to me, and he's speaking to you now. You are the great gods of Gaia, the great gods of God. I prophesy that all of you save God and are God. You are the gods of Gaia, the gods of God. You are prophecy's gods. And I prophesy that whatever pain you're in, whatever evil you're in, prophecy now set you free, for he is the great Savior and uplifter. Prophecy, uplift your pain. Prophecy, uplift your depression with his God. Prophecy, uplift your evil. He uplift you from greed, from evil, from hateful gods. He lift you up. He raise you up. He cast you away from the evil that seeks you to die, from depression, or the evil that seeks you to die, from whatever greed or hatefulness you have, and I cast your hatefulness away in the name of prophecy. Hatred is not with us, the children of the prophecy. I cast your hatred away. And I call upon now our great God prophecy, our Redeemer, to save the earth, to save you as the prophet, and to save God, our God, from suffering, to save God the Creator from our suffering, from suffering.